Hello, I'm Dennis Pullin, President and CEO at Virtua Health. I enjoy meeting with colleagues who are helping to shape our future by bringing together top talent, driving strategy, and embracing innovation. Today, I'm speaking with someone who is here for good and here for the people of South Jersey. Euricka, thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to have you. So I understand you're relatively new to Virtua.
Yes.
So how long have you been with the organization?
Almost 5 months.
5 months. Oh, you are brand new. Yes. And so where are you located?
In Malton, outpatient.
At Marlton Hospital or at an outpatient clinic?
Marlton Hospital and the outpatient.
How's it been so far? Give me your first impression of Virtua.
It's been great. Everybody is nice and welcoming and warm. It's been awesome.
It was as you hoped and thought it would be.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I'm glad to hear that. You know, one of the things, even though you've been here a fairly short period of time, your name repeatedly shows up on our patient satisfaction surveys and our online surveys. In fact, your name has appeared more than 18 times on our 5-star ratings to date. And I think that's pretty incredible. So that says a lot about you. And I knew that you would sort of respond the way you just did, kind of very apprehensively. So I decided to bring a few of the comments to share them with you that our patients have written.
Okay.
A patient named Sarah wrote, "Euricka is absolutely amazing. I didn't even feel the needle." Hopefully she didn't pass out, which is why she didn't feel it. Another patient by the name of Lisa wrote, "Euricka was so nice and funny. She made my experience very easy and relaxing." One of the patients you cared for is actually someone I see on a daily basis, who is Virtua's Chief Financial Officer, Bob Saget, who wrote, "Euricka Francis is the best phlebotomist that I have ever had." How does that make you feel to hear that kind of feedback?
I wasn't reading the reviews at first, but D, we met up in the hallway, and D was telling me, like, "Euricka, you're changing lives. Have you ever read the Google feedbacks?" And I said, no. And I went home and started reading, and at first it was overwhelming because I'm shocked, like, really? Because it's blood work, you know. You'll never think people will feel this way.
Probably the same way you felt in coming here. A little apprehension, maybe nervous. And so, but you have this unique ability to connect with people. You know, you make an effort to connect with your patients while you're together. How do you go about making those personal connections?
The patients that come in, you know, some of them they want to talk sometimes. And it just started a conversation. And whenever I am taking care of a patient, I think of the patient as one of my family members. I also treat the patient as if I was someone else, the way I wanted someone else to take care of me.
Why is that important to you?
I always say my mother. My mother is 72, and if she was coming to get blood work done, I would want her to get the same treatment I'm giving a patient. So I always think of my mother. I always go back to my mother whenever, especially elderly patients, coming to the lab to get their labs done.
I'm sure you encounter a lot of people that are afraid of needles. You know, what are some of your tricks to putting people at ease?
I ask a lot of questions. I talk to them, talk right through the procedure. Sometimes patients is not able to do the labs unless they're laying down. So I offer to see, you know, maybe you want to lay down, you know. So it's things like of that nature.
Just finding something that
Can
to help them alleviate that apprehension anxiety, because anxiety can often sometimes be crippling when people are afraid of something. I also hear when you're not working that you spend a lot of time in your backyard, gardening, either not just flowers, but vegetables as well. Is there something special you want to tell me about?
I like to plant my own food, like cucumbers, tomatoes. So yeah, I do. I like when it's springtime, so I can go to Home Depot and get my cucumbers, my tomatoes, and plant. And I use my own tomatoes and cucumbers in my kitchen. So yeah, I like it. I like this time of year where I can do my own planting.
So I detect a hint of an islander in you. So where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica.
And so do you prepare a lot of Jamaican dishes or a lot of, jerk and curry, or what's your specialty? You mentioned the kitchen and you mentioned the vegetables, so we're just going to run with it for me.
I'm Jamaican, so I know how to cook. Yeah, so jerk chicken, curry goat, curry chicken, rice and peas, all the good stuff.
So I can look forward to having something special delivered to me in the foreseeable future?
Of course, whatever, I can make it.
All right. So what would you tell if someone asks you what it's like to be a colleague here at Virtua, that they were thinking about this as a place of employment? What would you say to them?
The service that Virtua offers to their employees and patients is unmatched. All across the board, everyone in the facilities are nice. It kind of surprising. Everyone. You don't meet anyone that give you a bad vibe. Everyone is helpful. You're coming here to train. Everyone helps you. You need a direction to somewhere. There's someone you can ask and they'll help you. They're very welcoming. You feel a sense of belonging when you're at Virtua.
And that's great to hear, because you are experiencing what we call our culture of we. It's about taking care of each other so we can take care of our patients, such that they know that we are truly here for good. And I thank you so much for coming in, sharing a little bit about yourself and your story, and we truly appreciate the work that you do in helping to take care of our patients. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.